Hello, everyone. Welcome to the launching of Level Up with Naomi. Today, we will have a guest host. Um, she is also a podcaster, influencer, YouTuber, a physical therapist, an autism specialist, and an emerging functional medicine practitioner. Um, she is the one who inspired me to do this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our guest host for today, Miss Grace.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. I am excited to launch and help my friend here, Miss Naomi, to have her own podcast. She is a nurse and a mom of three and a financial educator, and she has a lot of knowledge. That is the reason why I encourage her to share and just be inspired and be a podcaster as well, because I believe in her talent, in her knowledge, and she is also a business builder. So without further ado, let's call our host. I kind of get confused because I'm a host and a guest host. So welcome, Miss Naomi.
Hello, hello. Thank
I
you so much, Grace. Thank you for um, helping me launch my podcast and for
You're welcome.
you really are you really are the one who actually told me, just go for it, because she knows that that I have been wanting to do this, but I just do not have the courage before to do it. I'm like, what is a podcast? What is that? So I'm like, okay, but then you just said just go for it, and then here I
Yeah,
am. Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Let me share our live to my groups so we will have more viewers. Yes.
Thank you.
That I got that one. So let us start by, asking who is Miss Naomi. And
Who who am I? Right. Okay. So I actually wear different hats, like most everyone of us here, right? So we all wear different hats every day when we wake up. What will I be today? So first, I'm a believer of God. I'm a Christian. So when I woke up in the morning, the first thing I do is to thank God for everything, because we will not be here. We will not be here for sure without his help and without his grace. And second, I am a wife of a very supportive husband. He's always just behind the camera, but he's the one that inspires me to, like, and push me to do, believes in me so much that I can do this, and I can do a lot of things. So he is my number one cheerleader. I am a mom as well. I have one son. He is 6 years old, a very smart son. He is also one that pushes me. He has his own YouTube channel. And so he's like, Mom, can you promise me one day you will have your own? I'm like, okay, okay. I'm like, I'm not pressured, right? From a 6-year old. Anyway, I am, of course, a daughter, a sister. Yeah, like I love family. So and then another hat, I am a nurse by profession, so I'm very passionate about health. So that is why that is one of the major topics, I guess, in the podcast. We'll be talking about your health, our health. So because since I have been in the medical field for so long, and growing up, I look up to relatives and family that is in the medical field as well. And as what you've mentioned, Grace, I am also a financial professional. So I'm a licensed financial professional. So we will also be discussing in this podcast about finances, right? How we can help each other about that, because these are not taught in school. nobody have taught us in school about how to manage your finances, right? We only know what we know, what most people know, but financial education is really like a broad topic, and there's a lot of products out there that can actually help us. I'm also an entrepreneur. um, we've got, me and my husband got several things going on, right? We're into real estate, we're into financial services, health services. I the goal, another goal of this podcast is, to help other people, like promote and start up a business, right? Because we all start in the small one. And the goal of this podcast, I guess, is I also wanted to help and to influence other people. I've been talking. I've been brainstorming what to call the podcast is, and help Grace helped me with that. And I said, I'm like, yeah, yeah, like we want to lift each other, because we will only rise when we lift each other, right? So I guess those are my hats. Like that's a lot of them. So
Yes.
I would like, before we proceed, Grace, I would like to acknowledge our viewers. We do have people from Arizona, from Washington, from the Philippines. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, so I believe we also have some from Canada. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you guys for watching. I also shared this to my group. We're growing at Flip Your Switch with Grace. I also share this to a lot of my groups and my followers, so we could celebrate with you, Miss
Thank
Naomi.
you so much for your support.
So
Really
proud of
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah. So, what made you decide to have your own podcast?
So, because of the different hats I wear, right? So, through the years, I have learned a lot of things. And then I'm not the person who just want to keep the things I've learned to myself. I want to share it with people. I'm like, I love educating people. I love helping people, because I believe, especially in a team, if you are the only person who knows what to do, your team will not really flourish, because um, uh, if you're not there, the team will not grow at all. So I love walking hand in hand with people, coaching things like that. That is why I said, like, I guess now, in our world right now, have being out there, being in the internet, being doing these things, that will help people. That is why I said okay. And then this podcast is not just for me. This is actually for a lot of people out there. So it's just not me talking here. It will be you also talking, and then other people.
Yes, podcasting is a way for us. I remember at first when I was starting, I was just like, I have this mission, but I have a limited audience, and it's just like, just doing it, just starting it, just don't overthink it, because a lot of us guys we just overthink it, and sometimes we are thinking of the negative first before even the positivity. So, just every one of you guys who's watching, just like Naomi, she just brave that she has a mission to educate people. And if you have that passion to help people, you will do it. We can guide, me and Naomi can guide you on how to start your podcast. So that's what
Yes.
we're going to do after launching you. We're going to help more people to have their own podcast or just be a guest. You could start with just guesting and just sharing whatever you want to share, or just use your Facebook and do some lives. So that's
Yes. You can start by guesting here, right? With me and Grace. Yeah,
yes.
like with Level Up with Naomi, and with Grace of with Flip Your Switch with Grace. Yeah, you can start there. That's where I started too. So
Yes. So bring me back to when you decide to make it happen. And can you share your struggles and challenges along the way?
First, it may not show, but really growing up, I have uh, inferiority complex. I guess.
We all
so
do.
that I have been working through the years. So I guess people don't know that about me because I have been working through the years about that because I don't want that to eat me, right? Because I always say there are people who are better than me in a lot of things and all of the things, I guess. But through the years as I work on that and nourish myself, so I was like, okay, and then I started with just small group of people, things like that, and I don't and doing this is like I'm doing it live, so I don't know if I can do the live ones. I'm like, I what if I have bloopers? What if, like, things like that? But then I realized, nobody is perfect, really. If we got technical difficulties, if we said something that I'm like, oh, did I just say that? I'm like, it's okay. It's just being you. So I guess the struggle is, and also most of the people, and I am guilty of that. Most of the people would say, I don't have time for that, right? What if people will reject me? We are all scared of rejection. But then I said, this is really one thing I wanted to do. It's okay. People can follow me. People can just ignore me or just block me. That's okay. There are people out there that may be uh, wanting to listen. So I guess I just what I did was just to block the struggles and the roadblocks, block them, and then so here we are.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your challenges. And um, are there are like inspiration too that pushes you to do this one?
So it always go back to our why, right? So the my family is always an inspiration. So I always do things, like everything that I do is because of my family, right? So they are my cheerleader. They believe in me, so I don't want them to feel that, we believe in you, but you did not believe in yourself. So they are my inspiration. My husband, my 6-year-old son, and my the rest of the family, my parents, everybody in the family. So yeah, and then you inspire me too. I'm like, what is she doing? I'm like, you got so much group, and then, how did you find the speakers? I'm like, what's going on? So yeah, so my family, we're cousins, so you're part of the family. So yeah, these are my inspiration. And then because people believe in me, I want to I want to believe in myself as well.
And I agree with you. You know, we all do have our insecurity. Before I started with my podcast, I said, "Oh, I look so big in the camera," so I started losing
Yes.
weight. So guys, if you're just inferior, it's okay. As long as your passion is really to help people, educate people, it's okay to admit that you have that inferiority, and we all can relate and we could connect to people. So that's actually is the one thing that is great. It's a great thing with this podcast. We are just ordinary people. So okay, the next thing is, why would the audience watch or listen to your podcast?
Thank you so much. Let me just acknowledge the messages. Thank you so much. I really can't see the names in the Facebook, but
I'm happy
I'm
with so
uh,
just go ahead.
thank you so much for the comments. Thank you so much for the support. I know my financial team also are supporting me here right now.
Mhm.
Um, And then, yeah, hey, imperfect actions better than perfect inaction. That is correct. I agree with you on that. Thank you so much for that. Anyway, going back to your question, why would people watch this podcast or listen to this podcast? Well, as I've mentioned earlier, this podcast is not just for me, but of course, I will be giving out tips, education from the lessons I've learned through the years and from the different hats that I'm wearing. And then also I am inviting other people to do the same as well, to give their tips, to educate other people, so there will be guest speakers here. As a matter of fact, we already have guest speakers in line. We'll promote that later. And then I shared in my Facebook group that this is also a safe environment to promote their businesses, because as I've said, this is not just about me. So so yeah, of course, we'll be discussing about it. The, so I guess those people who are interested, for some tips, for some education, every day, we should be learning new things. That's what it is, the world. And then you can take what you needed, you can discard what is not. But yeah, that's I guess that's the reason why I'm inviting people and why I started this podcast anyway.
Yeah,
So
the mutual affection between people, that's what you call as friendship. And nowadays, we needed it more to connect to people. I know there's still like countries that's locked down. So, this is a way for us to connect to them,
yes.
to connect to people or over the world. Because like I just started my podcast like March, but I was not expecting the huge appreciation of this podcast. And that is the reason why I push you to do it, because we need more people like you, Naomi, to really impart your knowledge, to really inspire people, because nowadays we needed it more than ever. So thank you so much for listening, for listening and answering the call to do it.
Yeah,
So
you were just pushing me. I was there already, but I'm like, but you pushed me, and thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And that's what we do in our team. You, Miss Naomi, here is my business partners as well. That's what we do. We need to support each other, grow up, not pull them down.
No
So
crab mentality here.
that's what I appreciate with Naomi, because there are times that I am down too, and then she's the one who pushed me up. And then there's times that Naomi's down, and she's the one who pushes. So we all both, need each other to be successful. So next, can you, who can be a guest in your program, and how can they reach you?
Okay, so let me share this one. So, who can be a guest? So, anybody, as I've said, this is a podcast not just for me, but for everybody who wants to be an influencer, who wants to educate people. You can be a student, a mom, a husband, a wife, anybody, a business person, anybody who is not scared of the camera. But if you are, we will help you too, right? So yeah, anybody can actually guess. So as a start, you can join my Facebook group. It's called Level Up with Naomi. So I make it uniform for everything. So Level Up with Naomi, the podcast, Level Up Naomi, the Facebook group. And you can also, like, if you wanted to guess, you can also email me at levelupwithnaomi@gmail.com. So then we can talk about casting. So yeah, so that yeah, like me and Grace, we can, as I've said, the goal of this podcast is to lift up each other. So yeah, we're here to help.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's your future plans, Naomi? What's sort of your vision? I know we pretty much have the same, but I want to know yours.
So yeah, my vision, of course, I hope that this podcast will last so that we can reach more people and we can help more people. And then another thing is that we I I wanted to be always present for my family. I only have one son, and yeah. So my goal is to be able uh, to be always present with the family, even if I'm doing this, and then to help other people. So I see myself. I guess gaining more friends through this, and yeah, and gaining just to see somebody who was like me before to grow. That will be like a really really big plus for me already. So yeah, I guess being an influence or a help to people. I guess that's my goal.
Yeah, I could see a woman who truly knows the worth and your power there. And
Maybe.
with your vision, with your passion, and I think you're the one of the most hardworking. Uh, when as you know, if you don't know, guys, me and Naomi is in the same company in wellness, but we are both financial educators. I kind of slow down with finance, but Naomi is the one pushing me to do it again. And I remember, Naomi, we were presenting a business on wellness at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes,
That's
but
how
we were able to help somebody, right?
they.
So yeah.
Would you like to invite them more on anything that you have right now?
Yeah, sure. Again, this is just a business launch. That's why we were I mean, the business podcast launch, so that we are just discussing about me and the podcast. But I would like to invite everyone. Every week we will have a live presentation like this, and every week we will have a topic, and we will have a guest speaker. If
Mhm.
not just me, but I know you may be tired of just me, right? So so I will have a
I'll be
guest
your
speaker.
guest.
Yes.
Yeah, I've
As
just
a matter of fact, next week, as I've said, we want to help those business people out there as well. So we have a wonderful topic next week and a wonderful speaker. I won't tell you who, but next week our topic is attraction marketing. I know those who are in business out there, it will be a really big help for you and for me. So let's all learn next week about attraction marketing, and then each week, as we have a podcast, I will be announcing the next speaker, the next topic, so that you will have something to look up to. And I hope that you will still be joining me next week. Yeah.
okay. So this is a surprise question. If you are a menu or a meal, who is Naomi? Like you could are you adobo, menudo? Who is the you can pick.
For those Filipino out there, I guess I'm a halo-halo dessert. You can get a lot of things. You can just see like an ice cream or a leche flan on top of it, but as you dig, you'll get more. So you can just see me like this, but as you get to know me better, and you dig more on me, you'll find more about me. And then I'm not, as I've said, I'm not the person who want to keep it to myself, but I'm willing to share anything that I know to those people who are open to listen, because I can share this with everybody, but some people may not be open for it. So but I don't stop there. I still keep going. So
What
yeah.
okay, what is your advice to people who wants to excel to in any part, not just podcasting, but in business, in life? What is success to you?
success really depends on each individual. There is no such exact definition of success. Success may be earning six figure income to somebody, but it can also mean just having their kids, finish school. It really is different. Success is different, have different meaning to each individual. So my advice is, if you have a goal or a dream, don't keep it like that. Don't make it just a goal or a dream. Do some action
Mhm.
and be open to people who are there to help. Be open to listen, have an open mind. I believe, if you have a goal or a dream, and but there's no action, it's really nothing. It's just a dream. You can write it anywhere, and you can have it in your mind, and you think of it every day. But if you don't have any action, that is nothing. You will not go anywhere. So, the first thing that people should do if they have a goal or a dream is to acknowledge what they are missing. So acknowledge that I need more education. I need to learn more. I need a team. I need a group. I need somebody who will listen to me, and I need somebody who will push me. Just acknowledging that's the first step of making the dream come true and taking action.
Yes. With that, we would be closing. I love to interview you more, but we're running out of time. So we will limit our interview. It's just like a teaser, right? So you will
Yes.
know more about Naomi as you follow Miss Naomi at Level Up with Naomi. Me and Naomi will be helping each other. And because we believe that success is not just about how much money you have, how much famous you are, but it's about your how much difference you make to other people. If you, all of us has a calling, so honor, answer that calling, and just trust yourself at first. Love yourself, and because everyone has to be loved, needs to be loved, everyone has a calling. So trust your heart, and success will go to you. So with that, we thank you so much for the all the viewers, all the supporters.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Grace, for hosting this launch. Thank you so much. And then we will see you next week. It will be the same day and the same time every week. So I'll see you guys. Thank you so much. Love you, Grace.
Guys,
Thank you
support
so much for the
Naomi.
support. Thank you, everyone who watched live. I know I'm seeing messages in my Facebook groups. Thank you so much, everyone, for helping me and being with me in this launch.
Great.
Bye, everyone. God bless.
Have
Love
a
you.
great week.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.